Well, that was quite a main event, right? You know, it happened a lot sooner than I expected. You know, Brad to be shot to the top because his manager is the general manager? I saw it coming a mile away. He sold me this dreams of us dominating the tag division, being tag champions, and more. And yet, he got himself a world title shot, and I got to watch. So all of you can hate me for ruining the main event, but let's be honest. I did it to him before he could do it to me. I spent my entire time as a tag team with Brad as his little bodyguard. The muscle for him to ride on my back to success. However, I could only carry this team so far without pulling the other weight from Bruiser Brad. Bruiser Brad is a joke, and I am sick of doing all the work while he gets all the credit. It's time for the big boss to get back in business properly. I already have a bunch of things in motion. The next few months are about to be a wild ride, but let me tell you how it ends. With me reigning supreme at the top of the company, and with Brad back where he belongs, at the bottom of the pile. I'll see you guys later, because I am in the main event. The big boss is back in business. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Darren Jacobs, and we have already kicked off here tonight on Friday Fight Night with Big Boss, explaining why he ruined the main event of Warzone, but the backlash of Warzone is going to be felt for the next couple of weeks as we head towards the Uprising pay-per-view. But kicking us off tonight, a television championship open challenger. Listen to that voice. It sounds like one half of Up, Up, Down, Down are going to answer the call. Very interesting indeed. And which member of it is it going to be? It is Austin Creed. No Murpho, just Creed. Let's see how he does here tonight, taking on Big Willie, I believe, for the first time ever for the television championship. Well, Big Willie, of course, defending at the pay-per-view recently to Big Boss, who's already made big splashes here tonight. And it will do the same again in the main event as he is scheduled to collide in that main event. But before all that, we got plenty of action. And this man is out first to try and dethrone Big Willie. Can he get the job done? We know he's a top-tier fighter, former Mayhem Tag Team Champion. We know he can do it. We've seen him do it in WWE, what he's capable of. He's not really much of a singles man. But we'll see how he does in singles action here tonight. We'll see if Austin Creed of Up, Up, Down, Down can get it done here against the dominant champion, who, of course, once it hits Uprising, will have been WIW television champion for a combined reign of 365 days. The horns of war have sounded for the television champion, Big Willie. He has been a dominant force in WIW for a very long time. And like I say, it was at Warzone last year where he won the title for the very first time. And at Resurrection, he will be crowned for 365 days as the television champion, if he can make it there. Because you know Big Willie, he loves to put the title on the line in the meantime. Of course, his first reign went 198 days, so at Uprising, his title reign combined will add, well, this second title reign will be a combined 167 days to round up to the 365 number. A huge milestone in World Internet Wrestling if Big Willie can hold on to that title until the pay-per-view. But you know Big Willie doesn't want to play it safe. He wants to put the title on the line again. One of the most dominant stars once again puts the title on the line against a very new challenger. I'm not even sure Big Willie's been in the ring with this dude yet. But he defends the television championship against him for the very first time. That much I know for a certainty. And Creed looks focused here. He knows it's going to be a while before they get a proper tag team push with all the tag team rematches that are going on right now. So can he grab some singles gold and go in a different direction here for up, up, down, down? Bring some life back into the team. But the champion, Big Willie, like I say, just days away, or weeks away, should I say, from being a year-long television champion over 2 different reigns. Has only ever lost that title once, and he's never been pinned or submitted in a title match. A huge record victories, as always, for Big Willie. And it could be a monumental victory at Uprising if he can make it. But tonight he puts the title on the line. If Austin Creed could ruin the party, could he steal the title before Big Willie makes it to 300 days? 365 days. It was ruined for him at 200. Will it be ruined again for him now, here tonight? Here we go, bell rings and away we go, and this should be a good one. Austin Creed, never one to shy away from a challenge, and he starts off strong there with a couple of fists and kicks. And interesting enough to see, he's come down here to the ring without El Murpho, which is interestingly enough, up, up, down, down. Of course, we're going to have to wait for a long queue of people to get another shot at Tag Team Gold, because right now, of course, the whole massive Tag Team cluster that is happening in the Tag Team division. And, of course, that'll reach a climax at High Voltage, where 4 teams will compete for the Mayhem and Fight Night Tag Team titles. So no wonder he's taken an interest here in Big Willie's Television Championship. And now Big Willie wants to get in control early. We know what Big Willie's capable of if he gets early going. Last time out the pay-per-view, he had a big battle with Big Boss, who, of course, went on to do other things later on that night. Oh, God, Big Willie, look at this from the middle rope. Thought maybe he was going for a splash, but calling him back to his feet and a massive blockbuster. Remembering, of course, for Big Willie, if he can retain all the way up to the pay-per-view that is Uprising, of course, he will be, he would have been combined champion for 365 days. An impressive reign it's been for both of his individual reigns, but combined a whole year as the television champion. That is impressive. Only 1 month of a year of, well, only 1 month of the last year was he not champion. And that'll explain why he's becoming a year's combined champion rather than a year full-time champion. Beautiful crossbody there. And Big Willie is dominating here. And Austin Creed, we know, can take a punch. But we'll have to wait and see how much more of a punch he can take, because we know Big Willie is a very heavy hitter. Oh, God. Oh, no. We've seen this a couple of weeks ago, and now look at this. Shoving his arse in his face. Not a pleasant sight for sure. Keeps getting pummeled away in the corner there, but he's managed to escape, and he's going to use his natural cruiserweight instincts to survive there. And Big Willie now going to trade strikes. Oh, no. Thought they were going to trade strikes, but Big Willie had other ideas. The big man, the longest reigning television champion, who of course won't even break his current single reign record at the pay-per-view. Hold on a minute, going for a massive superplex there. Big time super... Oh, wait a minute, look at this. Wait, that's Alex Corzo's music. Alex Corzo, the Mexican Titan, is he here? He's trying to distract Big Willie in his championship match. Oh, wait, look at this. From behind. From behind. And the referee's not looking. Oh. Oh, wait, no, the referee. Did he not see that? The referee just got hit with it. It was there when it was hit. But the referee says, no, he didn't see it. Look at this now. Creed into the cover to become the television champion. Big Willie gets the shoulder up. Jesus Christ, I thought that was the end of Big Willie's championship reign. But it's now in serious jeopardy. He's got one hell of a fight back in this matchup. Big Willie now going to try and fight on, but Jesus Christ, Alex Corzo has almost just screwed Big Willie out of the championship. The Mexican Titan, I guess, trying to put his name on the list of contenders for the title. Oh, and he's dropped onto the ropes there. Creed planted. Big Willie, you can see on his face, it's not fun and games anymore. He was enjoying himself to start. Now in pure survival mode. There's a running knee. Very nicely done by Big Willie. And look at this, just taking out his frustrations on Creed as it looks like a new challenger has presented himself for the title. And I'm sure he'll be looking for an uprising opponent, but I don't think he's going to have to look for much longer because it looks like one's already presented itself. Running powerbomb. Big Willie plants down Creed in emphatic fashion into the cover. Has he done enough to retain the title? Yes, he has. And despite the ambush by Alex Corzo, Big Willie retains the championship gold. Huge, huge task tonight despite the odds. And Alex Corzo getting himself involved, even though the referee was kind of hit by it. Apparently the referee didn't notice. And look how close this was on this replay to a 3 count. Ridiculously close to seeing Big Willie's title reign come to an end. But Big Willie has managed to retain the title. Well, despite the ambush from Alex Corzo, who clearly has just put the television champion on notice, Big Willie retains still against all odds. This man, it literally takes miracles to beat him. And even with the interruption by Alex Corzo, Big Willie retains the television championship here tonight. Huge victory for Big Willie. But is Alex Corzo next to step up to the Open Challenge? Or is he going to be his opponent for Uprising? So many questions, but Big Willie looks ready and focused to retain for a whole year. Is he going to be able to do that? We'll have to wait and see. Let's move on down the rest of tonight's card. Next up tonight, we have Murica coming out here. I believe he has something to say to everybody here tonight. He is in attendance, and it's been a while since we've seen him here, Murica. Of course, if you remember Murica, former partner of John Cutter, and we all know how he turned out. But tonight, Murica's here, and he didn't seem particularly pleased when he asked Theodore Adam Wright for some mic time. And he still doesn't look too pleased as it is, but the luchador is out here, and let's see what he says. A few weeks ago, a fellow luchador and friend of mine was unmasked. This, in lucha culture, is the most disrespectful thing that a man can do to you. And I refuse to stand for it. So Jake Griffiths, I am calling you out. Come out here right now and fight me, because I refuse to let you disrespect my friends like this, especially since you are a pathetic bully. So get your ass out here right now. See, now that's a loyal luchador stepping up for what he believes in his faith. And tonight, even though him could be very dangerous stepping in with this angry beast that is the champ, he has decided to step up and call out the champion. And right now, I don't even think the champion's... Oh, no, the champion has arrived. I didn't think for a second there that the champion was coming, but it looks like the Burrow has arrived. The Cruiserweight champion has made many enemies, especially over the last couple of weeks. Ryan, Austin Lee, and Connors, Murica, and the list just seems to keep growing. But the Cruiserweight champion comes out each week completely unfazed, wearing the mask and the man that he unmasked, El Estrella Chico, who, of course, he will be facing in 3 shows' time at the High Voltage pay-per-view for the Cruiserweight Championship in what is gonna be a hell-to-pay match. And hopefully, El Estrella Chico can get his comeuppance. Probably one of the most dangerous men in the WIW right now is Jake Griffiths. But he's got a long list of enemies, and he's been beaten down over the last couple of weeks. But it hasn't phased the Burrow, not in the slightest. He's come out here every week, no matter who challenges him, no matter how many people try to jump him. He comes out and he gets the job done, and that's exactly, I'm sure, the game plan again here tonight for the Burrow. And Murica, it was nice of him to step up for his fellow luchador, but we'll have to see how it goes here tonight. Can he step up to the Cruiserweight champion? The bell rings, and away we go, and Murica off to a good start here. Of course, remember, Murica a natural cruiserweight, so if he can get a good showing in here against the Cruiserweight champion, that could help propel him up the Cruiserweight championship ranks as well. Oh, but look at this. Oh, and after the arm wrench, snap German. And Murica must be a bit rusty. It's been a while since he's been in the ring properly. Oh, and a massive DDT by Jake Griffiths. And these two have never actually collided for the Cruiserweight. Oh, look at that. He was going for a kick to the gut there, but well prevented by Murica. Spins him around and into a single leg Boston Crab. And that's not going to get him to... That's not going to get the job done. He doesn't tap there. An early, fast-paced match here between these two. Counter after counter. Over the top rope to safety, but it's not going to save him for long. Look at this. Sunset flip to the outside. Beautiful work there. But the luchador with the nickname America's Sweetheart. Murica. Competing here. Trying to bring himself back to life in season number 2, whilst also fighting for the honor of luchadors everywhere. Not a traditional luchador himself, of course, in the sense that he is, of course, American. But he wears the mask, he follows the code, he lives his life as the luchador style. So I doubt anyone's going to disagree that he is one. Oh, look at this, trying to just throw him into the barricade there, but well countered. And instead, Jake Griffiths gets met with the ring post. Well, it could have been a lot worse there. The count is rising. They need to keep an eye on the count right now. But tossed into the barricade. And now look at this, just beating him down on the barricade. And Jake Griffiths just stomping away now, taking out his frustrations. And the two luchadors get back in the ring. I don't think either one of them are done with the other just yet. And Jake Griffiths, like I say, in 2 weeks' time will defend at High Voltage pay-per-view for the Cruiserweight title in a blatant eye rake. The referee does nothing about it. And now look at this, lifting up the little man. And into a massive double knees. And the Burrow, look at this, he's hyping himself up now, much to the crowd's disapproval. He is probably one of the most hated people in WIW right now, the Cruiserweight Champion. And he has been for quite some time. But he seems to be making more and more enemies the more dangerous and reckless he gets inside the ring. But you can't argue with results. He's a 2-time Cruiserweight Champion. One of the best Cruiserweights we have here in WIW. And he continues to show that on a weekly basis. And now, once again, showing it again against Murica. And Murica, especially with a bit of ring rust, might have bitten off more than he could chew here tonight. Look at that beautiful little neck wrench, but he couldn't keep him down for long enough to capitalize. And he's crushed into the corner here. And look at this. This has just been a blatant ambush right now from Jake Griffiths. Murica's really not got going. And he's got out of harm's way for the moment. And Jake Griffiths now. Oh, look at that. Beautiful bit of speed there by Murica to get back in the ring and get in control, but he couldn't keep it for long. And now from behind, look at this. Double underhook, suplex, straight into the cover. Is that going to be enough to count? Worry signs. A lot of worry signs, but look at this. Winding up the crowd. You can hear the boos. And yet winds up the crowd. That's what he does best. And Jake Griffiths, the Burrow, trying to find a finishing touch maybe, but Murica's still fighting back here. Oh no, well countered there by Jake Griffiths again. And now Jake Griffiths, oh look at that, oh, and a jawbreaker as well. Very nicely done. Oh, look at that, he's signaling the end. And again, the crowd disapproval. Murica fighting for the honor of the luchador. Jake Griffiths just fighting for the honor of beating the hell out of this man. And he's getting back to his feet here, Murica. Oh, and he might not have liked what he saw when he turned around, but he does find a counter. But Jake Griffiths finds a counter of his own. And now what's Griffiths doing? Onto the ropes. Jake Griffiths, what's he thinking here? Oh, and a stomp to the neck. Vicious assault here from Jake Griffiths. And now looking to put the cherry on the top of the cake with the bunny hop. Bunny hop to Murica, just about away from the ropes. And no! He kicks it 2.5! Huge kick out by Murica, much to the disbelief of Jake Griffiths. And I don't think that's going to slow him down at all, or maybe it will. Murica now with a chance to capitalize, but no! The shaking head of disapproval there from Jake Griffiths as he catches the leg of Murica. And now look at this. In a bad spot. Jake Griffiths now looking to fly from the middle rope potentially. He has him in a good spot. He's wasting time here though. Just taking his time here. Trying to pick his moment, I guess. But he has him right there for the picking. And he might make the mistake of waiting too long. And he did. And that's what happens when you get confident. And Murica playing to the crowd. He is the hero here tonight, but he needs to get the job done to really cement his name. Murica has fought bravely for his fellow luchador here tonight, and right now trying to fight back for the honor of all luchadors. Sunset flip into the cover. Is that going to be enough? And it's not enough to get rid of the Cruiserweight champion. Jake Griffiths has dominated a large portion of this match, but Murica still fighting on. Spanish Fly! Beautifully done. And now to the top. Or no, he's contemplating going to the top. He hasn't decided. Taking a second to breathe here. And he might have taken too long. Jake Griffiths back to his feet. Oh, but now look at this. Beautiful. Beautiful spinning DDT. And Murica just taking a second to breathe. But look at this. As he was going for the top that time, it was countered. Well, not countered, but Jake Griffiths gets back to his feet relatively quickly. And now wearing him down on the ground. What a battle this has been between these two. These two really are putting each other through their paces. I think Jake Griffiths thought this would be a lot easier than it's turned out to be. But still, he has dominated the contest. And look at this, begging him to bring it. He has just been taunting this for the majority of this matchup. The crowd not enjoying it for 1 second. Look at this. Right in his face. Trying to taunt him. Oh, look at that. He's trying to set him up for the bunny hop, but well countered. Jake Griffiths thought it was the end. He couldn't get it. Oh, and he just grabs the ropes there before that Boston Crab can be locked in properly. And now Murica with a chance to put away the Cruiserweight champion. He just seems to be struggling to get to the top rope at this moment. I'm not quite sure what the issue is, but he seems to be struggling. And now Jake Griffiths, once again with a second to recover, but Murica's not going to let him recover. This has been an intense battle so far, and I don't think anyone thought that Murica was going to provide this much of a fight. And he's gone straight into the cover now, just trying to pin the Cruiserweight champion, but still 1 is only the best that he can muster. He's only got a 1 count so far. And Jake Griffiths has dominated the majority, but that doesn't mean Murica hasn't had his fair share of offense here. And this could be something here. Fisherman. Oh, he's looking for his Fisherman suplex. Instead, he's rolled through. Hook of the leg. 2 count, and Murica kicks out. Huge kick out there. And slammed down onto the apron. And now he's in trouble on the apron floor. Is he going to counter it this time? Bunny hop for a second time in this contest. Well, Murica tried to fight for the honor of El Estrella Chico, but it was to no avail, and Jake Griffiths slays him. Another Cruiserweight bites the dust, and this is what I'm on about with Jake Griffiths. It doesn't matter who's stepping up to him, who's trying to break him down, who's trying to help El Estrella Chico capture the Cruiserweight title. It just seems all to no avail, as Jake Griffiths just keeps slaying everyone that comes at him. 2-on-1 situations, 1-on-1 situations, it doesn't matter. The Cruiserweight champion is looking more dominant than ever. And I tell you what, it's going to be one hell of an uphill climb at the high voltage pay-per-view for the Borough Jake Griffiths, because I know El Estrella Chico is not going to be a happy man. But this happy bunny right here will be willing to step in the ring with anyone at this point to retain his Cruiserweight title. He's still looking for someone to step up. He's conquered the entire Cruiserweight division, and he's conquered El Estrella Chico not once but twice before. Will he be able to do it again with the Cruiserweight title back on the line? Murica, commiserations to him here. We'll have to see if he can bounce back from this at some point. But a huge victory again for the Borough Jake Griffiths. Let's move on down the rest of tonight's card. Next up tonight, some action from the women's division, more specifically some action from the women's champion, of course. Following what happened at the Warzone pay-per-view, Laura Stables has challenged Barbie Versace to a match 1-on-1 tonight, and that's exactly what's going to happen, as Barbie Versace, I'm pretty sure, was intending to get the champion's attention. Well, attention has been given, and look who has come out to play. It is the dark side of Stables, which means this is not going to be pretty, especially after the ambush that occurred earlier, well, at the Warzone pay-per-view. If you didn't see it, go and check it out. But Laura Stables won back the women's championship, became a 3-time women's champion before she was beaten down by Barbie Versace after the match, who made her intentions clear that she's interested in becoming the women's champion. And of course, who isn't in the women's division? It's the highest prize that you can get. It's been held by Laura Stables for quite some time. But now we have a new threat to the championship. It is Barbie Versace, voted the most popular superstar from the Road to Glory Season 2. And that is exactly why she propelled herself to the main roster. And she's made quite a splash. She's only had a limited number of appearances here, Barbie Versace. But she really has shown herself off to be a top-tier competitor. However, I believe that she did lose to the champion a few weeks ago. Yes, that might have been via DQ, I think, with an interference by Brooke Danger. But the Queen Bee has arrived here tonight. And she called out the champion 2 weeks ago. Well, she called out the champion last night at Warzone, or the other night at Warzone. And now, trying to cement herself here as a #1 contender, of course. Uprising coming up, one of the biggest calendar events of the year, where, of course, the Money in the Bank ladder match will be happening as well. And whether there'll be a women's one or not, I don't know. We'll have to find out in a few weeks' time. But Barbie Versace, the Queen Bee, tonight, looking to jump the queue and get a women's title opportunity right now. Laura Stables and Barbie Versace, bell rings, and away we go. And look at this, Laura Stables straight away going to take out her frustrations on Versace. And Laura Stables, of course, her historic celebrations ruined ruined at Warzone by Versace. And that's exactly why she called her out tonight for a match. And that's exactly why Versace was willing to oblige. She caught the champ's attention. And that's the thing, you've got to be careful with calling out people who come to ambush you, because if you give them the time of day, if you give them that attention, that opens the floodgates for other people to start coming in, to start trying to, you know, steal the spotlight and try and take you out of the title picture. And Barbie Versace, right now, off to a great start here with these flying kicks and starting to dominate this match. Laura Stables may have landed the first blow, but Barbie Versace, that's a big jump. Oh, she would have made it as well, Jesus. Barbie Versace may have, Laura Stables may have landed the first blow, but Barbie Versace has taken early control here, trying to get back to her feet, fight her off, and she can. And look at that, oh, and a beautiful little barrel roll, sweeping the legs. And Stables, this is a very different Barbie Versace to the woman that she faced a few weeks ago. Beautiful little move there and into the cover. An early cover and an early shoulder up by Stables. And look at that. Oh, God. Now look, twisting the arms. Oh, and oh, look at this. Bending away on the arms. Barbie Versace taking no mercy tonight. And laughing at the champion as she nearly snaps her arm in two. And we've seen how dangerous Versace is. Remember, a few weeks ago, she actually ended a match in TKO after injuring Wildcat in the middle of it. Versace has proven to be a lethal fighter inside the ring, but look at the champion, still unfazed, tilt-a-whirl sidewalk slam. And shades of Sandra Piper, God, where is she? Laura Stables, the three-time women's champion, the only woman in WW history to hold a women's championship 3 times. She's a dominant fighter, and she proves it week in, week out. Into the cover, only a 1 on Versace. These two women really are going for one another. No slowing down between the two. No feel-out period. What a kick. Flying kick by Versace. She's doing a fantastic job here, and now getting her up into a spine buster. And these two really trading big shots. No little movement here between these two. It's go big or go home right now. And they're both doing just that. And look at that. Sends her over the top rope. Barbie Versace might regret calling out the champion, but she seems to know what she's doing. And now look at this once again, Stables. And this is what we get from the dark side of Stables. She's relentless in her offense. She is punishing in her offense. Look at that. She does not let up even for a second, because that's the type of person that she is. Of course, Laura Stables, with a famously split personality disorder, sees more than one side of herself, and right now she's unleashing the darker side of herself, and now going for the submission hold, very close to the ropes. Versace's in trouble. She's tapped out to this once before, I think, off the top of my head, but to no avail here. And now look at this, shoulders are down, awkward position here for the champ. She might not be able to escape. I think she just gets the shoulder up Oh, and she tried to roll out of harm's way, but Versace says no. Stable's going to try and make sure she stays in control here. Wrenching of the arm, gets her up on the shoulders. Bad position here for Versace, who gets slammed down with a flapjack. And straight into the cover now. Versace in trouble. Is that going to be enough? Still only a 1 count. And these two women, neither one of them going to want to go for the 2 count here. Oh, ref! Blatant irate. The referee ignores. And now look at this. End of days from the women's champion. Straight into the cover goes Laura Stables. Versace. Oh! And I thought that was a 3 count. The referee disagrees. The referee says no. Versace, by the skin of her teeth, is still in this match. And Laura Stables now playing to the crowd. The crowd never know what to think of her. One side of her is very vicious, and that's the side we're seeing from her. The other side, very light. And, you know, but either side, you know, she's very gifted. Oh, no. Look at this. Beautiful head scissors takedown to the champion. And straight into the cover. The referee a little slow to make it. And still only a 1 count. Worry sign for Versace. But still trying to make this work. And now once again, targeting the arms. Gonna stomp away on the arm again. And Versace has been very tactical with where she's placed her movement. But we saw this at the pay-per-view, and this could be disastrous for the champion. Look at this. Slamming her down, face first. Drives her head down onto the mat. Into the cover. Is that going to be enough to knock out the champion? No! Shoulders up at 2.5. And the referee, look at that, getting screamed at by Versace. She can't believe that that wasn't a 3 count. And once again, working away on the arms here for Versace. And now flying in here. Massive forearms. And went for one more clothesline there, but into a Pele kick instead by Versace. And you can see the anger starting to creep through here by Versace. Oh, blatant irate, but the referee in a bad position. Doesn't see it. Now look at this double underhook. Laura Stables trying to fight back in this match. Trying to find some life. After the dominant offense there from Versace, who gets planted down with 3 double underhooks, DDTs. Well, almost suplexes, I guess, the way they were positioned. But Versace and Stables really putting each other through the paces here tonight. What a battle we are seeing. Neither woman wants to go home without the win. But it might just happen here. A second end of days. A second end of days. Into the cover. Is Stables done it? No! Somehow the women's champion has not put away Versace. So Versace survives for the moment. But for how much longer? Once again, wrenching away on the arms, just trying to weaken the champion if she can. Look at this. Gets behind perfectly and plants down the champion with a backpack stunner almost. And into the cover. Is that going to be enough to put the champ down? 2 count. What a matchup we are seeing from these two women. Neither one of them giving up. Neither one of them want to go home. Versace wants a shot at the women's championship. And there is no better way to get it than to win over the champion. Beautiful suplex. Using the tights for leverage there, if you see. And there's a second suplex. For one more now, the Queen Bee to put down the champ. 3 suplexes to the champ, but still she's not done. This is a vicious offense here. Look at this, rolls through, super kick to the jaw. And Versace plays to the crowd. What offense it's been from the Queen Bee. Her defense has been very questionable, to say the least. But fantastic work from Barbie Versace. Has her on the ropes now in a bad position. Stables in a lot of trouble. She manages to escape the ropes, but she doesn't manage to escape Versace, who stays in control. Big shot to the jaw. Oh, and avoids that grapple there. Trying to spin her around maybe for that leg takedown if she can get it. But now look at this. Wrenching away here. Submission. Look at this. A brutal submission hold here from the champion. Versace, not really with any limbs to break the hold. This is going to be a difficult one. Tries to break free. She does with a hip toss. And the champ goes down for the second and all. That set her up perfectly on the way up. The champ's in trouble here. Versace driving her head into the bottom rope. And then ricocheted away for enough to get the cover with no rope break. And no! Another close count. And Versace once again screaming at the referee that this one is not over. The crowd are going nuts. We haven't even seen the other matches tonight, but I'm pretty sure we've already seen the main event. And now look at this. Look at this. Versace's in trouble. Submission. Submission all applied. Versace in a lot of trouble in the middle of the ring. There's nowhere to go. She might have to tap. She's in a lot of trouble. Stables releasing the hold. She's weakened her enough, though, for one more end of days. So surely do the trick in the middle of the ring. End of days. And the 3-time women's champion knocks off Versace. What a match. Absolutely incredible match from these two women. They gave everything they had to win that match. But in the end, the champion walks out with the victory. Very close calls from both women. Both near falls. I believe especially after that first end of days, I was pretty certain that this match was over. Look at this. Look how close she comes on this count with the very first end of days. 3 acres away. And the same here with Versace, who almost puts down the champ. But in the end, the champ staying supreme, and Versace has lost here tonight. And that really could hurt Versace's stock. She's looking for a title. Wait, look at this! What the hell? That's Tashley and Catherine Albright. They're just attacking the women's champion, and now Versace getting in on the action. What the hell? What the hell has just happened? The champion had just been laid out by Tashley, Catherine Albright, and the Queen Bee. What the hell? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I have no idea what's just happened. Laura Stables wins, but 3 women have just absolutely ambushed her. And I have no idea what this is about, ladies and gentlemen, but I have a feeling that it's not good. But we do have to move on down the rest of tonight's card. Well, that is going to need some explanation, and I'm sure we get that in the next couple of weeks. But next up, some tag team action and a little bit of a rematch from the Warzone pay-per-view. The Death Ninjas in a non-title matchup against the Wolfpac. Their unbeaten streak did technically stand in place at the Warzone pay-per-view. The DQ was counted against the Wolfpac, and the Wolfpac technically lost that match. But of course, Champion's Advantage helped them to retain the championships. But now we know at the High Voltage pay-per-view that Def Lordicus and Harry will join the Wolfpac, the League of Gods, and the Linebacks in an 8-man ladder match for the Mayhem and Fight Night Tag Team Championships. A huge opportunity for the Death Ninjas, who are still unbeaten in season number 2. However, that unbeaten streak could come to an end tonight, because I can personally guarantee that there is no linebacks and there is no Coach Wilson here tonight. This is completely 2-on-2. No one is getting involved in this match. Personal guarantee of the general manager, Theodore Adam Wright. But the Death Ninjas have made their way out here. Bring on the tag champs, the Wolfpac. David and Steve wearing the Mayhem tag team titles here tonight. We usually favor the Fight Night tag team titles. They've decided to go a different way tonight. But David and Steve was in a fierce battle with the Death Ninjas for the Tag Team Championships a few weeks ago before it was interrupted by the Linebacks. And the same a couple of weeks further back against the Linebacks. And now they're being forced to defend their tag team titles against everybody who is owed a rematch, and the Linebacks. Well, the Wolfpac and Linebacks, they've met 2v2 twice before in history, and it's one apiece. I guess at the pay-per-view, that will be the decider between the two, even though it's not directly a 2-on-2 match. And it'll be the first time that the Linebacks and the Wolfpac will face for the Tag Team Championships. And it'll be for both tag team titles. But tonight, the Mayhem and Fight Night Tag Team Champions will step up once again to the Death Ninjas. Will the Death Ninjas retain their unbeaten streak, or will things go right? Look at this. Early exchanging of words here, and Steve and David deciding on what they're going to do. The strategy from both teams. Def Lordicus is going to start, and looks like David is as well. The Powerhouse is deciding to start there. And exchanging a word between both teams. They want to get this right. They can't afford to let their opposition get the better of them. And Steve right now and Harry realizing they're on the opposite sides there and they've just swapped round. That was a little awkward, but a nice sign of respect. And that was the thing, these two teams, they do have a lot of respect for each other. Last time they faced off before the Warzone pay-per-view, it did end in the Def Ninjas losing the Tag Team Championship matchup. But they put on one hell of a fight, and they tend to in the high-pressure situations. And right now in Season number 2, they've become impossible to stop. But David and Steve deciding on what was the best approach there to start with. And David and Steve just under early pressure here from the Def Ninjas. And look at this. Very nicely done there. Harry going to use his natural athleticism to his advantage there. Sunset flip into the cover, and it's an early kick out. And the Def Ninjas, so far, they've had about 4 or 5 tag matches, but they are unbeaten. They do not want to lose their streak coming into the pay-per-view. They will be competing on a Mayhem pay-per-view, granted. But it is a pay-per-view where they have an opportunity to make history by becoming Mayhem and Fight Night Tag Team Champions. And they're not going to want to let it slip, especially with the momentum they've been gathering. They're a fan-favorite tag team, the most unique tag team in all of WIW. And you sense they're starting to get a little bit frustrated. They've been very limited for opportunities, but they have battled with some of the biggest teams on the brand. Oxley and James, they've had quite a long history with. The Blood Brothers, that's an extensive history, even though I'm pretty sure they're about to outlast the Blood Brothers after what happened at Warzone. The Def Ninjas, they've had their collisions with the Wolfpac as well. That hasn't always gone according to plan. But the Def Ninjas, the only team to have ever fought for both brands, well, mainly for the title picture, I guess. But the Def Ninjas really have shown what they can do this season. But someone who has shown all season long, or a team that has shown that they can do all season long, are the Wolfpac. King Sam has been absent for the last couple of weeks. I'm not too sure what the issue is there. All we know is that he hasn't been here for a while, and that's left Steve and Thomas, I guess, with the reins. And Steve, we know he's a natural leader. We see it in the tag team division. We know he's a natural leader of this team. Everybody recognizes King Sam as the leader of the Wolfpac, but that doesn't always seem to be a case. They seem to be more of a, oh, hold on a minute, on the roll-up here, looking for the finish. Oh, and he almost got him there. 2 count. I was about to say, Steven does step up at times as a leadership role. Steven's not always there to lead the tag... King Sam's not always there to lead the tag team. Sometimes King Sam does, you know, go on his own, try to do his own stuff, particularly when he's on the hunt for the world title, but Steve has always been there. He's always been a leader of the tag team. He always makes the best decisions that's best for business, and that's exactly what he does. He's an efficient man as well. You can't question his in-ring skills. At 6'7", he does tend to pull off some stuff that you wouldn't expect from someone of his height. And to be honest, Harry's quite a good matchup for him, a match of speed and agility. Last time out, though, pretty one-sided in the matchup, which was the gauntlet match. Steve dominated that one. And here's a matchup advantage for David as he is tagged in by his partner. And David and Steve, of course, 3-time Fight Night Tag Team Champions. They have been the most dominant tag team on this brand. One of only 3 teams to ever hold the title. One of them isn't even a Fight Night brand, of course. It is the League of Gods, who will be cashing in their rematch clause at the pay-per-view. And now the tag is made. Very nicely done. In comes Def Lordicus to make the save off, but he gets caught there. And that might not have worked in his favor. He misses the swing, but he's still fighting on. And a drop kick from behind to David. Def Lordicus, the most unique superstar, a part of the most unique tag team. Very much loved by the fans. He's got a winning personality, a winning theme song, and he's got a winning work ethic. Him and Harry do not give up no matter what. And despite their ridiculously slow start to life as a tag team, which you're going to expect from a new tag team at times, they have really developed into one of the top teams in the division. And with the divisions combining as of late, of course, with the Mayhem and Fight Night tag titles both around the same team, it's becoming more and more increasingly difficult for teams to stand out. But of course, if any team is the definition of the word stand out, it is the Def Ninjas. And now might be looking to get Harry back in here, and he does. And look at this, a massive uppercut. Oh, well, we know what comes next. Harry in a perfect position here. Steve trying to get in to save his partner. I don't think he's going to, though. Skyscraper elbow drop. Skyscraper elbow drop by the Def Ninjas into the cover. The referee not allowing Steve in the ring. It didn't matter, though. 2.5. Harry couldn't get the job done there with the elbow drop, and now David landing some offense of his own with a snap suplex. Dave might want to consider tagging out here. He's taking a bit of offense here, and the Def Ninjas have really gotten rolling. And now Harry trying to strike with the big man, trying to get up for Hurricane Runner, and he does. And needs that tag, and he gets it. In comes Stephen Thomas, and flying it. Oh, went for the spear. Harry does well to understep it, and again, Harry dodging the spear fantastically well, and again a counter with a DDT. And right now, David is down. This could be prime opportunity here for the Def Ninjas to take it, and they play to the crowd. And they are hyping them up. They are feeling confident right now in how things are going. They're doing a fantastic job trying to take Steve down to size. But right now, Steve is not budging. The strike's coming in from Harry, but he's not budging. Oh, and in the corner, stops himself from going into that corner. Doesn't want it to happen. Harry missing out on opportunities there as David and Steve refusing to go their way. And now look at this. To the opposite corner. Oh, and went for the strike. Well connected. Well, couldn't connect. Well connected by Harry, though. And now into the corner. Can't seem to get him in the corner. Steve just refusing to go to the corner. And now a super kick. Super kick by Steve, who hypes up the crowd as well. Tag Team of the Year, the Wolfpac, showing exactly why they won that award. And now look at this, playing to the crowd. Big mistake there. Roll through again. Rope break. Harry getting a little too confident there, and now might live to regret that mistake. Harry in trouble. Steve lining up for a pedigree to end the unbeaten streak of the Def Ninjas. Drags him to the middle of the ring. Into the cover. Is this going to be enough to put the Def Ninjas away? Oh, wow. An early break up there by Def Lordicus, who comes in to make the save. David and Def Lordicus now fighting in the ring. There's starting to sense a little tension between the Def Ninjas and the Wolfpac. Of course, they've collided several times as of late. Oh, look at that. Harry trying to tag out there and give himself some breathing room. Wisely, he brings Def Lordicus in. And did you see that stare down? And if that doesn't scream the tension that there is, I don't know what does. Both teams want to be tag team champions, and that's what it's all about. Oh, and a massive face buster there by Def Lordicus. Def Lordicus might have to do this by himself for a little while. His partner's not in great shape. And now some shots to the back. And now look at this. Def Lordicus putting on a show for the crowd. Much to the wind-up of the to the Wolfpac. And now laughing at them. And starting to see a little bit of bitterness potentially from the... Oh, look at that. Big punch there by Steven. By the Def Ninjas. Perhaps getting a little bit frustrated that they can't seem to put the Wolfpac away. Despite the impressive offense they've shown in this match. Tag made, back in comes David. David, the very reliable powerhouse of the team. The only person never to be permanently out of the Wolfpac. Injured! Beautiful drop onto the knee there with a little package. And now Def Lordicus in trouble here if he could get in the corner. Couldn't quite do it. Now in the suplex. Both teams know what happens when they go in the corner, so David's going to try and prevent that corner from being involved. Looking for the package pile driver to put away. Def Lordicus drills his head down onto the apron. Drags him away from the ropes just enough to keep his corner in advantage. Into the cover. Is that going to be the end of Def Lordicus here? Harry can't make the save. No! Def Lordicus kicks, and look at Harry flying in. Just took out both members of the Wolfpac there. And both legal men are down. And for once, we don't have to worry about any ambush. David must have thought he'd had this match won, that he had it in the bag, but Harry made the save. Def Lordicus kicked out on his own accord. And all of a sudden, the Def Ninjas with a real chance to maybe fight back and put this one away. Now to the corner. Dangerous place to be for with Def Lordicus on you. Looking for the split-legged moonsault. Can he get it? Def Lordicus sets him up perfectly. Split-legged moonsault. Split-legged moonsault. And now to the corner again. Maybe looking for a second skyscraper elbow drop. David in a lot of trouble. No, he avoids it. Well done there by David. Big kick to the gut. Maybe to set him up for a slam. But no. Again, Def Lordicus with a counter. And now playing to the crowd again. Oh, and he nearly got caught by Steve there. Now all of a sudden some animosity maybe from the Wolfpac, who are getting fed up with all the taunting that is going on from Def Lordicus, and a beautiful drop kick after several clotheslines. And all of a sudden, worry signs for David and Steve, because they really are in trouble right now. The momentum is well and truly with the Death Ninjas. And now look at this. They're going to slam him down. Looking for one more split-legged moonsault. Could the second one be the charm? Split-legged moonsault. But he's not going for the cover. He wants to be certain. Perhaps a mandible claw. Perhaps with another skyscraper elbow drop. But instead he gets hit with the little pile driver to the knee. Not a full one, but it could do the damage as well. Look at this. Deflordic is still refusing to go into the corner. Refusing to go away. Oh, look at that. Oh, swang for the mandible claw. David didn't let him. Now David trying to get him up. Again, the counter this time by Deflordicus. Deflordicus just trying to land a strike. He can't. He's losing this striking battle to the powerhouse, but these two really are slugging away right now. Nothing technical about this, but then the Falcon Arrow. Real animosity between these teams is growing. They both want to be tag champions. And the Death Ninjas do not want to lose their unbeaten streak here tonight. David in a bad spot. Harry very good at ground grappling, as well as, you know, taking advantage of people when they're on the ground with his aerial abilities. David being matched here by Harry, who is doing a great job of just keeping him where he wants him. Beautiful standing moonsault. Harry, a fantastic leap there. Doing a good job of staying in control. Step up into Guri. And Harry Austin just doing whatever it takes here to stay in control of David. But David just too powerful. Refusing to give in. And still can't get him in the corner. Gets him behind though for a suplex. Wolfpac trying to find a finishing touch. They know sleeping with the walls would do it. But the Death Ninjas refusing to go in. And look at that. Deflordicus with a bit of a distraction there. David turns around to listen to his distraction almost. And there, beautiful standing moonsault. And now Harry could look for a finishing touch. Looking for the 619. Hooks him beautifully. Has him on the ropes. And now the Death Ninjas might be able to put away the tag champs. 619. And a frog splash to match. Frog splash into the cover. I don't know if Steve's going to make the save or not. He might be able to too. Yes, he does. Deflordic is too tired to come and help out his partner. But the Death Ninjas, so close to putting this one to bed. And now Harry going to use his aerial abilities, showing why he's the Flying Ninja. Flying forearm. And Harry just going to keep going with the head of steam. But well countered there. Oh, but look at that. Gets behind and into an inverted DDT. Harry and Deflordicus just one move away, you feel. Went for a spinning heel kick there. Couldn't connect. David desperately trying to get him in this corner. Harry just refusing to budge. He will not go in this corner. Now sends him to his corner. Dangerous place. If they can get some tag team action, they can. Tag. Back in comes Deflordicus. And look at that. Beautifully done. Double takedown. Playing to the crowd again is the Death Ninjas. They know they're in control. And now look at this. Might be looking for the finishing touch. In bad position here. Mandible claw. Mandible claw. Down goes David. And into the cover. Is that going to be enough? Harry was too busy taunting to distract Steven for long enough to make sure the count was done. Oh, look at this. Harry takes out Deflordicus by accident. Steven stepped out of the way for long enough to get the arm caught by Harry, and Deflordicus is taken down by his own partner. What a match, twists and turns. And still we are no closer to determining a winner. Both teams starting to move very slowly. The pace has really been sucked out of this matchup. Lordicus trying to get him up. Well countered by David. And how many more times is David going to try and get him in the corner? It's clearly not working. But they're looking for that sleeping with the wolves. They're trying to get it done. They're not getting in the corner. They need to try something else, or this match really isn't going to go their way. Whip to the corner again, and once again they can't do it. But now to their corner. They're wasting all their energy trying to do these fancy tricks. And now they might pay for it. Oh God, look at Harry here. The Flying Ninja. Tagged in on a coast-to-coast drop kick. Sends him flying. And now David back to his feet. David again trying to find that corner. No. Once again, they refuse to budge. Oh, and went for a Hurricane Rana. Instead hit with a power bomb. And David and Steve, they need a new strategy. The Death Ninjas are dominating because they won't change their strategy. But there we go. The change. Looking for the package pile driver. But what a counter by Harry. Hurricane Rana. He caught me by surprise. But it didn't catch Harry by surprise. Harry had a beautiful counter there with the Hurricane Rana. And the Death Ninjas in a great position to wrap this one up. They're starting to feel it. You can see them hyping each other up in the corner. Went for the step up into Guri. Well countered. And now these two countering each other's move. Counter after counter. With their last breath. Leg sweeping DDT by Harry Austin. The brother of the chairman earning his own opportunities here tonight. And he's earned it for the last couple of weeks. To the corner. Looking for the tag. He gets it. Back in comes Deflordicus. And a drop kick to the face. Very nicely done. Now Deflordicus has him back up to his feet for a snap suplex. The Death Ninjas have dominated large portions of this match. They have been hyping up the crowd non-stop. They just need to make sure that they get this done now. Leg sweeping DDT. Now to the corner. David is in trouble. He's already received 2 of these. He can't afford for a third one to connect here. Setting him up by slamming him down. And now Deflordicus with his third one of the night. Split-legged moonsault. And he's running out of power. He's running out of energy to do any more damage here, Deflordicus. He's trying his best to hold on. To trying his best to find for this team and to keep the unbeaten streak alive. One more move to do it, potentially. Oh, he's going big for it, though. David in trouble. Looking for the superplex. And if this connects, this could be the end of David's night. Superplex. And it hurts Deflordicus, but it's worth the pain for a big move like that to connect. And the Death Ninjas just doing whatever they have to, whatever is necessary to take down the tag champs. He has a weakened David right now. And now look at this, these two battling on the outside. David, oh, what a clothesline! Folds him inside out, and these guys need to watch out because the count is rising and they're getting further and further away from the referee right now. They could be at risk here of a count out. I can't see what the count is, but the count is rising. And will these teams settle for a count out after all of this? They're climbing further and further up the ramp. They need to be careful here. The Death Ninjas, plants him down. And he's going to get back in the ring. Is he going to get there in time? He does. I don't think David is, though. The Death Ninjas have done it. Not in the prettiest way. Not by any stretch of the imagination. But in a tough contest. One of them had to get it done, and they did. The Death Ninjas take the cake. The unbeaten streak stays alive as they have just beaten the tag team champions. And that is going to give them huge momentum coming into high voltage. All they'll have to do is climb the ladder and become the Mayhem and Fight Night Tag Team Champions. A huge victory for the Death Ninjas here tonight. And the Warzone pay-per-view, maybe that was going to go the same way as it did tonight. Who knows, but if it did, they still wouldn't have won the titles. But the Death Ninjas and the Wolfpac end the stalemate in a count-out. And to be honest, I don't think it was going to end any other way because neither one of these teams was staying down for the count. Huge win for the Death Ninjas, but the question is, can they carry that momentum and take it to Warzone and win their first ever tag team titles here in WIW? We'll have to find out soon, but it's time for tonight's main event. Dormus, the new fragrance by Dormus. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back here for the main event. Look at this! Look at this from behind! Bruiser Brad! Bruiser Brad from behind! Ambushing Big Boss! And look at this. They've had enough. The Blood Brothers have definitely done. The referee trying to get security to try and break up Bruiser Brad. But you can't blame Bruiser Brad for being angry. His tag team partner ruined his shot at the world title. And Big Boss is down. And he's scheduled to compete here against someone. I guess that someone was Alex Wilson. But right now, he's at a huge disadvantage. Bruiser Brad being carried away by the crew up the ramp. But Bruiser Brad, no surprise, is furious at losing a shot at the World Championship because of that. And since neither man has got in the ring yet, this match has not officially started. Or maybe it has, and I didn't hear the bell ring, but I don't think this is a legal match just yet. Alex Wilson of the Wolfpac stepping up to the Big Boss. And despite the ambush from the Big Boss, it hasn't really helped, from Bruiser Brad, it actually hasn't helped Alex Wilson that much. The referee begging him to get in the ring so they can start this main event properly. The referee did just see Big Boss get ambushed, but still the Big Boss is still on it. And the match begins here. Bruiser Brad being escorted out of the building, I'm being told, by security. And I don't know if security are going to be able to stop him from fighting on. He might be able to, he might not, but Bruiser Brad understandably furious at Big Boss. But we were told that he wasn't here tonight. We were told that Bruiser Brad was not in the building. But it looks like Bruiser Brad was not going away. He refused to let his former tag team partner, it's got to be former at this point, get away with what he did at the pay-per-view. If you didn't see it, Max Danger, was scheduled to defend his World Heavyweight Championship to the big man Bruiser Brad. And in the process of that happening, Big Boss, whilst Max Danger was making his entrance, attacked his partner, absolutely ambushed him, and ruined his match as it instantly began, and it instantly ended with a max lock. And right now, Bruiser Brad paying for his crimes, attacked by Bruiser Brad, and now under fire from the former World Heavyweight Champion Alex Wilson of the Wolfpac. And this was supposed to be a big night for Wilson, making his return after a minor absence, and a lot of the Wolfpac haven't been particularly active as of late. King Sam, as I mentioned earlier, been away for some time, don't know where he's gone. Big Boss now in trouble as he's lining up for that corner. Super kick! And the former World Heavyweight Champion off to a good start. And now look at this. Beautiful spin of the arm. The Big Boss still trying to fight on here. And Big Boss trying to put away Wilson. Looking for the boss kick to put away Alex Wilson. Boss kick, no! Well countered. And oh, what a move! What a move by Wilson! But it's only a 2. And despite the fact that one of them was ambushed, and the other one was ambushed before the match started by Big Boss, who was ambushed before that, this has been one hell of a contest. Alex Wilson showing why, as always, he's a main event caliber talent. And it could be him who we could be seeing in the Uprising ladder match this year. Who knows? Sunset flip into the cover. The referee has taken a bloody long time to come down and make the cover. And that could have definitely been a 3 count if the referee had made the count quicker. Alex Wilson and Big Boss, no strangers to one another. And Alex Wilson, as I said, no stranger to the main event scene. The former World Heavyweight Champion has had his run-ins with Max Danger before. So no wonder he's willing to step up here to fight Big Boss. Look at that. Was going for a double-handed chokeslam. Well countered. And now once again, Alex Wilson using his speed advantage to get control of this main event. And Alex Wilson, the prodigy of the Wolfpac, the Prince, as King Sam calls him, right now in control of this main event. I'm sure he'd love to get back to the main event picture, love to get another shot at Max Danger. Remember, last time those two faced, it was a match of the year candidate. So it'd be no surprise to anyone. But now look at Big Boss playing to the crowd, much to their disapproval. Their main event of a pay-per-view was ruined by that man. And they want Max Danger to lose that title more than anything at this point. And Big Boss has prevented that from happening. And now a Russian leg sweep. And the thing is now, what happens next? Because Bruiser Brad, is he going to get a rematch of the title? Who knows? Who is next to take on Max Danger? There we go, got there in the end. We don't know, but look at this. Wilson might be able to find an ending here. Bitter end. Bitter end. But is it the bitter end of this match for the Big Boss? Yes, it is. Alex Wilson gets the better of him with the assistance of Bruiser Brad. Alex Wilson gets the job done. And the big boss, a huge defeat tonight with the ambush earlier. Oh, no, look at that move. That was an impressive move by Wilson. Getting the 600-pounder to flip over like that must not have been an easy task, but what a move by Wilson. And Wilson, you got to imagine, is going to be in the hunt either for the world title or he's going to be in the hunt for the Money in the Bank briefcase. One or the other, I have no idea. But he gets the job done here tonight against Big Boss, and he can go off celebrating. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on. With action on the ramp here, Big Boss is... Oh, no, Brad's back! Brad's back again, and Big Boss is furious that his match has just been ruined. Well, I guess he gets a taste of how it feels, but it looks like he's going to get more than a taste. These two squaring off again. Clearly, security just couldn't get Brad out of here, and everybody around are just trying to stop him. Security desperately trying to get Bruiser Brad backstage, but it's to no avail. These two just going hammer and fist. How are they supposed to stop these big men from colliding with one another? Well, ladies and gentlemen, these two trying to be separated, and that is how we're going to end tonight's show. Clearly some unfinished business here between the Blood Brothers, who it's safe to say are no more. I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's episode. If you did, be sure to leave a like, comment your thoughts and feelings on tonight's show, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.